that's a beaut right there. And some more down here. Muleys. I'm always a bit paranoid about bringing a new beater out here because most of the time there's no cell signal and it's not, you don't want to get stuck out here. It can be painful and costly. It's got factory roof racks. It's got a little hitch here for your bike rack. It does not have a backup camera. This aerial is kind of stuck, but I can replace it for about 20 bucks. And it's got this kind of a funky blue color to it. An awesome interior. It's all black leather, and all the leather is minty. There's no rips or tears. All the plastic in here is perfect. Again, no cracks, no, a lot of the dashes get cracked when it's, when they get this old. It's got power seats, heated seats, leathery goodness, and the best part is, it's all-wheel drive. Lots of space in the trunk. Of course, it's a hatchback. Seats fold down flat. You don't have to mess with the seat cushions. I didn't push those front seats up, and you've got 72 inches of space here, so definitely can do some car camping. And those front seats there, or the back seats, fold down pretty much flat, so there's not really a big lump there, so you could easily put a pad down or whatever you want to do. So when I picked this thing up, it had crappy Jeep rims on it, and it came with KO2 tires that were worn. They might have another season left in them, but KO2 tires, they suck on icy roads, they just do. So I got rid of those, and the funny thing about those are, when I was flying down the highway when I first picked this thing up, I was doing about 120 or so kilometers an hour, and my RPMs were up around 3,000. I said, what's going on, man? Is the tranny on this thing toast, or what's the problem here? And I took a look at the tires. I was planning on getting rid of them anyway. And they were 215 65/16 tires, which are 2 sizes smaller than the factory tire. This is a 235 70/16. So the tires were tiny, plus the tread was gone on them. So they were even smaller than 215. So the RPMs were just roaring, and that's why the tires were too small. So I picked up these guys. These are Yokohama Ice Guard, and they're absolutely awesome on icy roads and in the snow. Again, these are winter tires for roads, not off-road tires. And I picked these up for next to nothing on 4 aluminum rims. The rims are kind of beat up. I got to paint those again, but they're great rims. It's nice and light, and these are almost new, maybe a half a season on these. So you guys might know what this is. You might not know what it also is, though, and I'm going to go through that with you in a second here. This car, or SUV, or whatever you want to call it, has 380,000 kilometers on it. It's a V6 3-liter, and it runs and drives like new.
Fuel flow on, engine start. Oil pressure, check. Phantom power, 48 volts. Directional signals, check. RPM increasing, check. Navigational devices on and locked. Beacon lights on. Highway lights on.
Here's your infotainment system. Outside temp, time, your MPG, your radio. It's also got a CD player and a tape deck, of course, and the sound system in here is amazing. It's really awesome. There's your heated seats down here. It's got a 6 CD changer in the glove box. So this is a 2003. It was probably bought in 2002, so it's approaching 20 years old. Like the GX, it's got a compass in the rearview mirror. This is a 2003 Lexus RX300, also known as a Toyota Highlander. A lot of people don't know that Lexus is Toyota. It's just a higher end Toyota, I guess, or maybe it's more just creature comforts or whatever. But it's the same engine in a Toyota Highlander. This is a first gen RX300, and it's a 300 because it's a 3-liter engine.
I actually had a Highlander recently. It was a 2007, and it had the 3.3 liter in it. Now that version of a RX is called an RX300 because of the engine size.
So here's the center console area, and it's pretty cool. My Highlander, again, was a 2007, and it was joined here. And then you could fit stuff underneath, but this was all one piece. This is kind of cool. It's got this open area, but it's also got this top piece that slides open. And you've got an open area here, and this comes out, a couple drink holders there. And this guy pops up as well, and that's 2 drink holders for the back. I guess that's an ashtray. And you also got one on the bottom, which would be perfect for your cassette decks, I guess, or a bit of dough. Anyway, that's kind of cool. You can't make a snowball out here. For you guys on the East Coast, there's just no making snowballs, really. It's just fresh powder all the time. I only had that for a month and didn't do any videos on it, and I didn't really test it out properly. But mine was a hybrid, so it was pretty good on gas. And it was also the 4WD, four-wheel drive, dash I. I was for, I believe it's for intelligent four-wheel drive, which means to me it's probably not that smart. The difference between that system and this system is a full-time all-wheel drive, meaning it has power going to the front and back all the time. I believe this is a 50-50 split. I don't think it varies, 30% front, 70% rear. I'm not 100% sure on that. It's kind of hard to find. But the other one that I had, the intelligent four-wheel drive system, it was mostly front-wheel drive and the back would kick in. And it was kind of, again, I didn't really test it out, but there's some reviews out there. It wasn't what I was looking for. I want to be able to power out of something if it gets nasty. I don't want to have something slipping and giving a little bit power back there. I like the 50-50 split system, so I got rid of it. So I picked this up dirt cheap. I paid $2,000 for this thing. There's 0 rust on it. The interior is mint, as I showed you earlier. And the reason this went under the radar for a lot of people is they don't know an RX300 or 330 is a Toyota Highlander. That's what it is. Same drivetrain. Everything about it's the same. It's just a little more. Dressed up. So here are a couple of error lights that I've got going on. This is the vehicle stability control, which is traction control. And what else I got? I got an engine light on. I ran the codes. It's really nothing to be concerned about. This light here is a light bulb warning for your tail lights, but it's all LED. Whoever had it before me changed it to LED, so that's why I get an error for the rear tail lights. But back to this guy. So the traction control, it came with a ABS sensor, which is also a traction control sensor. There's one at each wheel. Nothing weird about that. Most vehicles have that. Presumably one was broken, so that's why it came with one. So I replaced that one. It was a bit of a pain. Usually they're pretty easy to do, like a 10-minute job. But this one was kind of sealed in there, rusted in there. So it was a bit of a pain. I still got the light on, even though that sensor's changed. There's tone sensors on your axles, and basically what happens is it senses the wheel speed for ABS and also for traction control. Basically, it's just like A-track. So if one wheel's slipping on ice, the brakes will be applied to that one, and power will be sent over to the other side. So that's what's going on. But anyway, I just tested this thing out, figuring it's not working. But it does work still. So I don't know what this, maybe it just doesn't work on one wheel. Anyway, I still got to figure out what's going on with that, or I might just unplug the ABS relay and say screw it. I'm not a huge fan of the traction control anyway, because if you're trying to blast through something, it ends up stopping you from doing so. If you're on ice and you're just trying to blow through somewhere, or bring the back end around, or whatever you're doing, it won't allow you to do anything fun or get out of a situation. So this would have fetched probably $4,000, $5,000, maybe even $6,000. Again, there's no rust. It's very minty, but it goes under the radar, so I grabbed it cheap. A lot of people don't know Lexus is Toyota. So we ended up getting this because we recently sold the second-gen RAV4. Again, that thing was a beast in the snow as well, and it was a 5-speed and a 50-50 split. It wasn't a front
wheel drive when the back kicks in, you know, and it senses something nasty. None of that. It was straight up awesome in the snow. But we got rid of it. My wife actually learned to drive a 5-speed with that car, and so did my daughter. So it was just a great experience for them, and it's awesome that they learned how to do that. My wife wanted an automatic just because it's a little easier. It is what it is. So we got rid of the RAV4, the 2nd gen. I'll put a link to that video in the description below. And we picked up this thing, and it's truly a beast in the snow. This Lexus RX300, also known as a Toyota Highlander, is an absolute beast in the snow. The 50/50 all-wheel drive system is awesome. I give it 2 thumbs up. Hey guys, thanks for watching.